Hi, I'm Justin.
Also, I hate the way my voice sounds, so if you can do whatever Photoshop does to voices, make me sound awesome.
And this is my lovely friend,
The beauty in the eyes of the beholder, and it's just about getting into the seat of being the beholder.
Hayley.
I don't think you have to be particularly perceptive. I just think you have to look up.
This podcast is mostly just her telling me stories.
If you expose yourself to the possibility that this might be really awkward, there can be something just really cool on the other side of it.
She thinks that her life and way of looking at things are
Oh, I was kind of waiting on you. I thought you were getting your stuff ready. You're waiting on me?
pretty normal.
You got to edit out all the misinformation about the Amish.
Maybe you can relate
I would like a chance to re-sing the Amish Paradise.
if you want lighthearted stories
All right, you want to talk about goats?
and stream of consciousness.
I just woke up and needed some friends, and so I bought them.
Then you're gonna like the Sunny Side Up podcast.
Sunny side up, sunny side up, sunny side up, sunny side up.
So, if you're at all like me, you may feel that you're living in a world that can be a bit overwhelming and confusing at times. I'm also a huge fan of podcasts, documentaries, docudramas, stories, and of just information in general. Between all of that and the social media and news, sometimes our brains can feel like they're on overload. Hayley and I hope that this podcast can be something of an antidote to all of that. Like little jello shots of joy and distraction. None of it is too serious or really too informative. Mostly it's just two friends who have conversational chemistry talking about whatever enters the minds of relatively ADHD people. We hope you enjoy.
Do you want to talk about your vacation? You just got back from a vacation, and now is the time to mention it.
Yeah, we got back from our first getaway of the year, which is a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yeah. We realized from taking this that we have a lot of reasons why we feel like we can't get away, but gosh, it's like if you can somehow figure out how to get away, it just for a few days at a time, it's so important. But yeah, so we have the upside downside of living on this beautiful property, which is like a getaway and restful for everybody else, and it has moments of beauty and rest for us. But we don't just work from home. Our home is our work.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
In addition to also working from home on other projects. So it's like the double whammy.
Your home is the home that everyone else comes to get away.
Yeah.
Which means that you are never...
Right. It's like living in a hotel. It's like this is where other people get away.
Yeah.
And then you're cleaning
Hosting
the beds
all
and
the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. So, but
Do you like traveling otherwise? Like, aside from I need to disengage, I need to get away, do you actually like to travel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We love to travel. Obviously, in my current situation, I can't get outside of Georgia, which sucks. But we do. We love to travel. Like, we both have the travel bug. We would, if we could, we'd go all over the place.
Do you like beaches?
I'm not a big beach fan.
See, that I find a beach... Growing up, I just thought that that's something that everybody liked. If you like pizza, you like America, you like beaches.
Right.
It is not true. Not everybody likes pizza, America, or beaches. And a beach is a very polarizing, I hate the sand. I hate the crowds. I hate fresh air and the beautiful ocean waves. Being reminded of God's magnitude in my life. How terrible.
Yeah. No, so I should make some parenthetical statements. I love the beach in short doses. And I love the beach so this last time when we went to Savannah, we spent a day or a partial day at Tybee. I put up a tent. I lay down under the shade of said tent. A little sunlight's able to get through, but it's not full sunlight. And then I turned on some music. And there was something like hearing the waves, the wind is blowing over you, you're listening to music, and you're just laying there. It's incredibly restful.
I can see why you dislike it, of course.
But here's my deal. I've learned the hard way. I can do up to 3 days in the beach, and I'm pretty good with it. For some reason, on the third day, that's enough sand up my ass crack, right? There's certain things, right? I just hit that, my sunburns have sunburns. I'm just done. I'm good. I love long walks on the beach, at sunset as much as the average person, who doesn't hate America and puppies. But yeah, so I find like a mountain vacation, on the other hand, I can go for probably 2 weeks before I'm sick of it.
That's the Bigfoot enthusiast inside of you speaking.
It's coming out, and you
can't deny it.
I cannot deny it. Yeah. I'm still looking for my 24-inch turd out in the woods. But yeah, so
as we all are.
No, for sure. I mean, it should be the highest order for any good American is to go looking for Bigfoot.
It's not just Americans. It's all over the world.
I know.
Yetis.
That's true.
Sasquatches.
Abominable
Bigfoots.
snowman. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's not unique to this continent.
It's not. And Chupacabra, as I think what our friends to the south.
Oh, no, that's like a little coyote-looking thing.
Oh, it is. Never mind.
If you've ever seen one, they're pretty
great.
And they suck the goat blood.
Okay. Yeah. They sound delightful.
Vampiric.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, so anyways, we got away. It was just really good to disconnect and recharge and be able to come back and like, okay, I feel like, I'm ready to view, because the whole thing is like viewing life through gratitude, right? Gratitude is such an important thing, and you get to control how you feel to a large extent. You get to tell yourself like how to feel, but it's hard sometimes to have a positive or uplifting view if you've been stuck kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So stepping away from said thing can really be helpful to when you come back to it. Like, Ollie and I love it when she goes away for a couple days, because then it's like I know when she comes back, like we're both going to have this like kind of renewed sense of like, oh, you're really amazing, versus like when you're on each other's toes constantly for weeks on end, you start to get annoyed at like the way she does this or the way I do that or whatever. So it's the same thing with the property, just that getting away was really helpful. But yeah, it was great. We had a lot of good food. I don't think we went anywhere particularly exciting. So it just besides just laying on the beach at Tybee. So it was really just about resting and eating lots of food. Bought a couple of little tchotchkes.
That sounds great.
It was perfect. I guess I am faux apologizing, because I think there are some people that are like, when they go on a trip, it's like we got to see everything and do everything, and we're like we're not necessarily those people.
Right. No, I'm not a thrift shop person either. Like
but some people are like, I'm going to climb a rock face, I'm going to go windsurfing, and I'm going to jump out of an airplane on my vacation. Like they're going to do something like exciting every second, which is great if that's how you're wired, and that's amazing. I am like, how little can I do and how much can I eat is a much more appealing kind of vacation than can I climb a really tall mountain and possibly fall off and hurt myself.
Okay, I agree. I'll go both.
I like both too.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, well, I'm going on a vacation to do things that I can't do at home.
Yeah.
But going on the vacation to do the things you can't do at home sometimes includes just resting and unplugging, exactly. So I get it.
Yeah, and an adventure vacation is its own thing, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes just the resting is fantastic.
Do you have terrible vacations? Have you had terrible vacation experiences?
Like in my life?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. I probably have. I mean, shoot. I don't think any of my I'd have to think about it long and hard. I don't think any of my vacation stories really match your. You have so much more colorful, funny.
Well, and I don't even know
stories.
that it was particularly traumatic. We just maybe are overly dramatic about the way it made us feel.
No, I think you guys genuinely
Your wife took the same hike at a harsher time of year, and she didn't have nearly as much bad, traumatic feelings to work through afterwards that I did. But collectively as a family, we will still sit and think about the experience we had trying to climb out of Tallulah Gorge.
Yeah.
And I don't know why nobody else talks about it, that we must have gotten off on the wrong path. I don't know. But that was a bad experience. And that's one of the reasons why we don't do a lot of adventure vacationing.
There you go. Yeah, you learned.
Cross that off the list. There's a blog, or there used to be a blog, I don't know if they still keep it, of stuff white people like.
Yeah, okay. I'm in.
All right. And hiking, or at least hiking gear was one of it. And like outdoors and nature. And that is a thing that we were like, okay, We're some white people who do not subscribe to all of the things on this blog.
We're unsubscribing to what white people like list.
Unchecked, yeah.
Which is actually another side note. It's cool being out here anyways, because there are such a preponderance of black folks who are doing all the things that you don't stereotypically think black folks do. And so it's cool, like, when you're in, like, a lot of the parks and stuff, like, at least half, if not more, of the people out hiking and all that stuff are black folks. And that's kind of been, from what I understand from other people in the black community, that's been a kind of a recent thing, like, in the last decade or two, where they felt, as the people of color, felt more comfortable getting into the woods, because before I think the woods really did kind of was evocative of like banjos and getting strung from a tree, and they we're not going. And now
I read those history books. I can understand the
totally and so now it is really cool. I don't know why, but it always makes me happy. I get like a little warm place in my heart when I see my brethren of color out tromping through the woods, just like us white
embracing.
folks. Yeah,
I'm just hoping that they had a better experience than I did.
Right, yeah.
Sorry to the Visitors Bureau of the Tallulah Gorge.
Yeah. You are not doing a good job advertising for Tallulah Gorge.
I can't help it. I don't know what happened. It went badly. But I mean, we've had kind of rough experiences in all parts of nature. There was the beach trip where we super happy and loaded up our chairs and our towels from the outside closet and threw it all in the back, like the little beach stuff from the outside closet, and tossed it in the back of the car when we get to the beach. And we're carrying it across the sand to try to set it up, and you see roaches in the sand. Ooh. And you're like, what is a roach doing at the beach? Like, have you ever seen a roach at the beach?
No.
Have you ever seen an insect at the beach?
I've seen
flies.
Insects.
Yeah, flies, perhaps.
Yeah.
This was a cockroach. And I'm like, what is this? And then I see another one, and it's heading towards the high grass. It's not coming from the high grass. I'm like, where is this? And I turn around, and there's another behind me.
No.
My kid, she's young, so she's looking around, and she's got her little beach shovel, and there are enough of these things in the sand that she's like hitting them with her shovel.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm doing that high stepping thing.
Yeah.
Get away.
Yeah.
And I turn around, and my husband's carrying the chairs that we had just gotten out of the back of the car that had ridden with us for 3 hours ever since we took them out of the outside closet. And the bag chair is over his shoulder, and there's a little roach sliding down the front of his shirt.
No.
And another one spewing out of the top of the bag.
No.
Just like little paratroopers coming out of the top of the bag chair. Roaches proceeded to erupt from the bag that he's carrying like lava across that sandy beach. Little tiny baby wood roaches just everywhere. And then it attracted the attention of a seagull.
Yes. Who will eat anything.
And another seagull. And then another. And another, and all of a sudden we were surrounded by roaches and seagulls, and just my little South Mississippi family standing in the middle of the carnage, just trying to take a vacation. And instead, it's like blood sport right in the middle of the beach. Trauma. It was horrifying.
You literally brought these disgusting creatures with you, and then infested this otherwise pristine beach.
But only for moments, because those birds handled it.
I think seagulls are potentially the cockroaches of the bird population.
But they took care of
the cockroaches.
Yeah, like no survivors.
That.
And we just dropped the bag chair where it was, and we're like, forget it, we'll just lay in the sand.
Yeah.
We left the chair there. 2 or 3 months later, we go back to the beach again, and the chair was still there.
No.
Like, they had moved it up to the little bathroom, the little public shower house thing, so it was still there, but 100%. Our chair still propped there. And like, I don't know if there's any roaches in it, but we know the history.
Yeah.
So
you're welcome.
Beach stories can be just as traumatic as gorge stories. You just gotta.
Yeah, I think the common denominator is you.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Bringing roaches to places where roaches dared not go before.
That's right. Yeah. Just riding along with Hayley and the Patterson crew.
Hello, lovely friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And it would mean the world if you would tell other people about this podcast
and maybe even spam your social media accounts with just how much you're enjoying it. If you are, of course. Also, commenting and rating us on whatever platform you're downloading or streaming from is incredibly helpful to a little startup podcast like this one. On the other hand, if you are dissatisfied with your listening experience, please leave all of that hate on someone else's podcast. Just maybe to confuse them a little bit, right? But most of all, we hope you keep looking up and looking for the sunny side of life.